Hi guys, it's about 6:13 Eastern, 5:13 Central right now. On this Saturday, August 4th. Now, if you want to know more about what's going on with Tropical Storm Ernesto, I have a complete video on that. This is going to just focus in on what's going on across the country here. So there's actually a little action going on right now here in New England. We'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. But first of all, there's a heat advisory into portions of the Great Lakes of New York, near Lake Ontario. We also have some flood advisories and a severe thunderstorm warning into portions of Massachusetts. Also, some flood advisories into portions of central Pennsylvania. Air quality alert for portions of the Hudson River Valley. We also got some flash flood watches into portions of West Virginia and Kentucky. Also a heat advisory into portions of the Ohio River Valley, which includes western Ohio and a sliver of western portions of Indiana and extreme northern portions of Kentucky. Also a severe thunderstorm watch including southern portions of Michigan. This extends over on into portions of Wisconsin, the Chicago region, as well as extending into northern portions of Indiana this evening. And there are some severe thunderstorm warnings within this watch box, as well as some flood warnings and flood advisories, and also some severe weather alerts, or severe weather statements, I mean. Heat is generally the main word what's going on into the Central Plains, particularly into Oklahoma. They are seeing unrelenting heat with excessive heat warnings. Let's kind of talk a little about that and kind of go in here. Fire dangers are going on right now. Fire warnings just to the south and west of Tulsa here. But let's talk a little about this excessive heat warning. We have temperatures, heat indices between 105 and 115 degrees. It's just really nasty here. Nasty, nasty heat. And of course, outside of that, we have heat advisories. There's also red flag warnings. There is an excessive heat watch as well as into portions of Arizona. And then we're also talking about a little bit of rainy weather potentially for western portions of New Mexico, as well as a flood advisory, I believe, to portions of extreme southern, that's a flood advisory into extreme southern portions of New Mexico. Then we have actually some warm and dry air starting to form itself across the western portions of the country. Actually, a heat advisory is in effect for portions of northern Oregon and southern portions of Washington State, as well as some red flag warnings going on across the west as well. So that's what's going on. Let's kind of zoom in here on into New England and talk a little about what's going on here. We do have a flood advisory for all of Worcester County, portions of Middlesex County. We also have a flood advisory in effect for portions of I think that's Chester County. Let's kind of zoom in here and talk a little about that. Yeah, portions of Middlesex County, Worcester County, Cheshire County, and Hillsborough County are all under flood advisories, as well as Hampshire County and Franklin County. All these storms are actually moving in across the Route 2 corridor. And actually, let's talk a little bit about the radar imagery. You can see quite well that these storms are all along the Mass-New Hampshire border. The fringes of this start really in southern Vermont and extend all the way down into the northern suburbs or the northeastern portions of Massachusetts. There is a lone severe thunderstorm warning for one little lone cell within this line. Let's go back here and talk a little about that. At 5:39, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing quarter-sized hail. The storm was located near Lunenburg and Leominster and moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Some locations in the warning include Groton. The severe thunderstorms are producing damaging winds and potentially large hail, so just make sure you watch out for that. That's northeast in Worcester County and northwestern Middlesex County. So Lunenburg, Leominster, and also Groton. Make sure you take cover if you are in this particular near this particular cell. Here's a map of storm totals here, or at least the rainfall that we've seen up to this particular point. Charlemont has reported 3.1 inches of rain. Ware, New Hampshire, 2.65 inches of rain. So pretty interesting amounts here. All right. So let's talk a little about the NAM model. Let's talk about the models here. So make sure northern Mass along the Vermont-New Hampshire border, some rain and thunderstorms this evening. Generally, if you live south of the Route 2 corridor, you're looking pretty A-OK at this particular point. These thunderstorms may eventually slide into maybe the northern portions of the Boston area, maybe the Chelsea region. It could even reach Boston as well, so we'll have to watch out for that. All right, so this is again the models here for tomorrow, and you can see by tomorrow morning may already start seeing some thunderstorms firing up, and I do expect some thunderstorms across all of New England tomorrow. And the area that I'm really concerned about is northern New York, northern Vermont, and northern New Hampshire, where we could see some pretty interesting cells pop up tomorrow. We'll have to watch out for that. We get an area of high pressure forming in afterwards, and it's going to be much cooler and much more comfortable. There could still be some humidity around, but it doesn't look as hot. Okay, so I'll have to watch it. So here is that front, and look at that. That's a pretty intense front that'll be sliding through. And as time works its way onward, I don't really see any other very warm. I don't see really any other heat waves. Now, this is a fairly interesting scenario that we have here. We have this little area of low pressure that forms and moves off, and we start seeing this little area of low pressure moving off the coast of Mass. So this might make way for some maybe a little bit of rain for the Cape or some rip currents. We'll have to watch out for that. So as time moves its way onward, we'll watch out for that. Now you can see this is the cold front. This is the GFS model. The model before was the Canadian. Here's a cold front moving through tomorrow, bringing in some thunderstorms. It'll be much more comfortable after that, or at least a little bit more tolerable. Then we have another cold front that forms through, and this will bring some rain. This will slide in through Canada, and it looks like overall a rainy and cooler pattern. Now this is a very interesting little feature that I'm noticing here. This could be a tropical storm or something like that that brings it some rain into New England, particularly southeastern Massachusetts. We'll watch out for that. And then also there's this monster of a storm. I have no idea. This is by around the 20th. If this actually comes closer, you can sort of see what's going on here. This is my major concern, and this was really, I think, what my worries were about. This was that hurricane that I was saying that could possibly hit New England this upcoming summer. This is a major concern that I have. This would be a hurricane. This would be eyeing New England, it looks like, because watch the, this is the final frame of this particular model, but watch how this is moving here. Eyeing right into New England. This is a hurricane, so this is still well far out, but I'm kind of concerned. We'll have to see how the models continue to hold this thing here, but this could mean some pretty interesting stuff for us, and maybe even something where we would have to evacuate. So we'll have to watch out, but I don't think at this particular point that we'll see a devastating hurricane, but maybe something good enough to where we would see some winds, some rains, and maybe a little bit of damage if we were to see anything at all. But that's again what's going on across the country right now. Overall, I think the pattern will be cooler and wetter in the east and warmer and drier in the west, and that's really being indicated here. If you look back out into the east, you see these 12s and 15s, and then you see these 24s and 27s. This generally indicates warmer conditions, cooler conditions, and you can sort of see how dry it is out in the west and cool it and rainy it is in the east, with something in the middle and the central portions of the plains as well. So that's generally what's going on across the country. I will be posting periodic updates on Tropical Storm Ernesto over the next couple days. But for right now, that's my forecast, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll be back tomorrow with another update. Take care, everyone.